dugsiga boardingka iyo maalinlaha ah ee Amano boarding and day school.
الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله ما بعد. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Physics form 2 we start lesson 5. So today we started chapter 6. So chapter 6 is a light. So chapter 6 is light. Okay. So and first previous lesson we talk about electromagnetic waves. So the spectrum of electromagnetic waves according to in their frequency. We talk about the first one is a gamma rays, the second one is a X rays, the third one is a ultraviolet, and the fourth one is visible light. So today we start visible light. So visible light is a part of electromagnetic waves that enables us to see something. So light is a form of energy. So by definition, light is a form of energy. By definition, light is a form of energy. Light is a form of energy transmitted by electromagnetic waves. Okay, so it is a form of energy. Yes, that enables us to see something. Okay, for example, if a light is a form of energy can be converted to many forms. Can be converted to one form to another form. So, for example, light can be converted other form of energy, and other form of energy can be converted to light. For example, lamp. The input energy is electrical energy. And it converts into light energy. So form of energy, electrical energy, is converted into light energy. So that's one proof of a light. That improves light is a form of energy. That improves us light is a form of energy. Okay. Plants. Okay, the input energy is a light energy. And it converts into chemical energy. So form of energy can be converted into other forms of energy. So that it proves us a light is a form of energy. That proves us light is a form of energy. Okay, so light is the fastest thing in the world, and light is the fastest thing in the world and travels 3 times 10 power 8 meter per second. So this means light travels in 1 second 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So this means light travels in 1 second 300 million meter. Light travels 1 second 300 million meter. Okay, the next point is the sources of light. So the sources of light are luminous objects and non-luminous objects. So some of the objects produce their own light. And some objects they reflect light. So the objects that produce their own light is called luminous objects. The objects that produce their own light is called luminous objects, and the objects that reflects light is called non-luminous objects. So luminous objects are the objects produce their own light. Produce their own light is called luminous objects. For example, sun produce their own light, fire, lamps, stars, and etc. All of them, they produce their own light. They produce their own light, so they are luminous objects. Non-luminous objects are the objects do not produce their own light. Do not produce their own light, but they reflect the light. For example, moon reflects the light of the sun. Moon reflects the light of the sun. Okay, mirrors reflects the light. Also water, rocks, and etc. So all of them, they reflect light. All of them, they reflect light. Okay. And the next point is objects that pass through the object. Objects passes through the light. Objects passes through the light. So let object we can classify three types: transparent, translucent, and opaque objects. So transparent are the objects completely light pass through. Translucent are the objects partially release the light. And opaque objects, they block the rays of light. They form a shadow. Okay, so transparent are objects that allow light rays to pass through. Them. Okay, for example, this is a transparent body. So when the rays of light enter this transparent body, it releases all of them. They pass through. So that body is called a transparent object. That object is called transparent object. Translucent object, they allow partially. For example, this is a transparent object. Okay, we have 4 rays of light. It releases partial of light. So objects are those allow light partially to pass through, called translucent objects. So opaque objects are those do not allow light to pass through them. Objects that do not light to pass through them. For example, this is a opaque body. Okay, when rays of light strike, all of them it blocks, it absorbs, and all of them it blocks. So that's called opaque objects. So this is, for example, glass, and also this, for example, papers, and also this example, buildings. Okay, propagation of light. Okay, therefore propagation of light. So propagation of light is how light moves, how light travels, or how light moves. So light travels rectilinear, make rectilinear propagation. It makes a rectilinear propagation. This means rectilinear propagation is a straight line motion. So light travels as rectilinear propagation. It means light travels straight line. So that motion is called rectilinear propagation. Okay, rays and beam. So variety, what is a ray, and also what's a beam. So a ray can be taken as direction of light in one path. When the light takes in one path, that light represented by an arrow. That light represented by arrow and can be taken as a ray. Okay, so ray of light is a direction or path along which light energy travels. light energy travels. So ray we can define is a direction or path along which light energy travels. Along light energy travels. For example, light from lefty to right, we taken as a ray or arrow. This arrow represents light. Okay, what's a beam? Beam is a collection of rays or many rays. So beam is a collection or a stream of rays and represented by a number of rays. So for example, this parallel rays, this is a parallel rays. This is a parallel rays. And also this is converging rays. This is called converging beam. And also this is called diverging beam. So they are parallel, they converge at one point. Okay, they diverge at one point. Okay, for example, this light propagates in this direction and represented by arrow. This arrow represents direction of light. Okay, the next point is light travels straight line can be proved. Light travels straight line can be demonstrated or can be proved. Okay, can be proved formation of shadow, and also can be proved acronym of eclipse, and can be also proved working of pinhole camera, and can be proved working of pinhole camera. Okay, first we start shadow. Okay, what's a shadow? Okay, when shadow forms. Okay, and shadow forms when rays of light blocked by opaque body. For example, this opaque body. Okay, when rays of light strike this opaque body, the shadow of this body forms behind it. So this is called shadow. So when shadow forms is where rays are light is blocked. Shadow is where rays of light is blocked by opaque object. Blocked by opaque object. So when the light meets an opaque object on its path, shadow forms. When shadow forms, when rays of light are blocked by opaque body or opaque object. For example, this is a sunlight. This is a sun. For example, this is a sun. The rays from the sun is blocked by this tree. So blocked by this tree. So shadow of this tree forms behind it. So this is the shadow of tree. Shadow forms where the rays of light blocked by this tree. Okay, different forms of shadow. Okay, now we have a point source. And also here we have an object. This is an object. Okay, when we have a point source, the rays of light from the source pass through here, and also this is another ray of light. So where the shadow forms beyond this body. So here form become completely dark. So shadow of this object forms behind it. So it is completely dark and is called umbra. Umbra means completely dark. Okay, if we have a standard source, okay, this is an object. Okay, this is a standard source of light. A ray of light from this object travels this way, and also this ray travels this way, and also this ray travels this way, and also this ray travels this way. Okay, so where the image of this body forms, behind it. Okay, here is umbra or completely dark. Umbra or completely dark, but in here is a partially light. In here is a partially light. Okay, and call it partially light or penumbra. Penumbra. Penumbra means partially light. Umbra means completely dark. Umbra means completely dark.